Alright, so now that my Zune has been synchronized with my desktop computer and the firmware has been updated, I can actually access everything on the Zune. And as I had kind of hoped for and suspected, Microsoft has in fact loaded up the Zune with a whole bunch of content. The weird part is that you can't actually access any of that content until you synchronize the Zune. So when you buy it, you can't just, take it out of the box from the store and start using it. I think it's really bizarre. I don't know why they did that, but that's what they chose to do. So I have a whole bunch of different menu options here. I'll just drill down a little bit and we'll sort of take a look at the way the Zune works. Now, as you can tell, I'm able to glide just by simply brushing my finger up and down. If I do a little short brush, it goes just a short distance. If I do a big brush, it goes all the way. Or I can also click up. Now, as I said previously, I think this is the best of both worlds. I think it's fantastic, this new system. So I can click on Shuffle All, which is a menu item, and what it'll do is it'll show me the album art, and I'm going to kind of explore this. Now, I should point out that this is the first time I've used this Zune, so there's going to be definitely some things that I need to figure out as I go. So the album art looks pretty good, but I'm not looking at it really up close. So right now I'm just going through from track to track. The resolution on this 1.8 inch screen is really fantastic. It's kind of amazing, actually. The text is super crisp. So if I press in on the pad, I should get some different options. So I can do a song list. I can do a rating. I'm just going to see if I can zoom in a little bit more. See if my camera can actually capture that. So I can do a rating of liking the song, not liking it, or removing it. So let's say I decide I like that song. I can do a shuffle, and then of course I can hit send, and that would of course fire up the Zune social aspect. And as you can see right now, it's actually scanning for nearby Zunes. The other Zune is not turned on and activated right now, so I won't actually be able to test that. Although I am curious to test and see if the V2 Zunes can interact with a V1 Zune that's still running the old firmware, meaning if you haven't updated your Zune, although I don't know why you wouldn't, just to see if you could send a song. So I'm going to actually back out of that. I'm going to click in again and see what other options I have. So it looks like there's an option here to go to the artist. And that's kind of what I thought. What it does, it essentially gives you an artist view. So if you want to drill down and listen to music from that one artist, you now have the option. So I'm going to go back here. So that looks like it's kind of it for music. I mean, we have some options. Yeah, so there's an album art view. I can look at genres, the actual songs, the playlist, and then the artists, and I'll just drill in a little bit more here. Okay, so that's actually a new view. So what I did was I was looking at the album view, and I just simply clicked into an album. Now, as you can see, the left and right, if I toggle left, it's actually allowing me to move from one album to another. And that's kind of an interesting function, because what it allows you to do is select an album and then add it to a quick list. So again, I'm just sort of toggling left and right here. So that's kind of an interesting view. It might have been more useful if the album covers were bigger, but they're actually big enough to recognize. They're about maybe 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter. So I'm going to back out of music. I'm going to go down, I'm just going to click into videos, and we'll see what kind of videos are loaded on here. So looks like I have music videos and all videos. So that's the metadata that's saying that it's a music video. And it looks like there's 4 videos, one by Avril Lavigne. So I'll click into that, and it looks like my real only option is basically play. There's a bit of metadata. It tells me it was done in 2007. It's 7 minutes long. I'll click on play. The video will start, and one of the really interesting things about the Zune is, of course, its ability to play video in landscape mode. I think this is something that Microsoft is keenly aware. That they want to maximize their screen real estate. They've gone with rectangular shaped screens. So what they want to do is make sure that people have as much viewable screen real estate as possible. So the controls also invert, meaning that if I press right, this should allow me, to skip forward. So if you take a look, you can see that I'm actually popping forward by about 30 seconds. This isn't a great music video. It looks like it's a series of stills, so I'm actually just going to back out, and maybe I'll see if I can select a different music video. Let's try this one. It's called Don't Let Go. And there we go. So now we actually have some full screen video. And in terms of the quality, of course, this is something that you probably really have to take a look at to fully appreciate. I'm going to really be eyeballing the Zune video quality to make sure that there isn't the same kind of dithering and color depth problems that I saw on the first generation Zune. So I think that's probably about it for video. So I'm just going to back out. It did look very, very fluid, and again with this, the resolution on the screen, the video looked very high resolution, even though it was only 320 by 240. We're going to go down here to pictures. I'm looking by folder. Okay, so it actually just took a second. That's kind of interesting that it takes that long. Looks like I have a few different options here. Oh, this is kind of cool. So as I use the the Zune pad, I can actually maneuver in any direction I want. So and then if I'm curious if I find one that I like, yeah. So you can't. You still actually have to click in it. So there's the image quality of the screen for the Zunes. Again, the screen resolution and the high contrast makes pictures look really, really cool. This is all kind of line art stuff, so I'll be curious to see what regular photos look like. But yeah, the resolution on this is super, super impressive. So I'm just going to back out a little bit here. There is, of course, an option for there's an option somewhere here for yeah, there we go. So play slideshow is one of the initial options, and then that allows you to have a timed slideshow where you can just simply watch the images, and then if I click, I can actually manually advance through. And looks like there's an option, yeah, so there's an option to zoom in, so that is a zoomed in view. Oh, and that's kind of cool. You can use the Zune pad to actually maneuver around the image, so if you had like a larger image, you can actually maneuver around. So that's a nice feature. Shuffle, you can apply its background, and then you can also send the image wirelessly to share it with someone else. And again, I'll definitely be taking a closer look in my written article about how the quality of video and pictures actually work.